Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. This is Soul Purpose Activation. We are back with another future spouse pick a card reading. And we are doing things a little bit differently with this particular pick a card, okay? So I love future spouse readings, you guys. I love them. I love being able to hype you up and give you something to look forward to and connect to and stuff. But I also want to make sure that we are setting realistic expectations, okay? Not saying that you can't or won't experience the fairy tale. And before we can experience the fairy tale, there usually is possibly some work that needs to be done, you know, clearing energies and stuff like that and aligning us to our future spouse. Otherwise, what ends up happening is our programming ends up manifesting, you know, in our 3D reality. Okay, so for instance, and just stick with me, you guys, I have to set this backstory so you know what you're expecting in this reading. Okay, for instance, you know, if you have like subconscious programming where you feel like you don't measure up, and see, my throat just closed up when I said that, so that lets me know there's probably a lot of you watching these videos that are dealing with maybe subconscious programming. And remember, you guys, subconscious means hidden, okay? So consciously, you may be, you know, feeling confident. You may be feeling worthy consciously, okay? But there is a thing called a subconscious. And just like we have conscious thoughts and feelings, we have subconscious thoughts and feelings, okay? And so, you know, if you have a subconscious program, though, where, you know, you question your worth, you're not feeling quite good enough, it may be, you know, that's going to manifest, especially in your romantic relationships. So what we're not wanting to do, you guys, is, you know, kind of get lost in a fairy tale of a perfect union with a future spouse when our own energy is not aligned to such, okay? And that's kind of what I'm doing, like, with this here. And you guys, everyone isn't perfect, okay? A lot of these future spouse pick a card readings, you know, mine included, feels like we're only including like the highlight reels, okay? Just the things that you're going to love about your future spouse. But as you guys know, when we are in intimate romantic relationships with people, we're not just dealing with the, you know, the good parts. There's going to be some annoying parts or not so good parts that may be coming up. It kind of depends really where your energy is at in terms of what you're aligning to and manifesting, and it all depends on where you're starting at energetically, okay? So this pick a card reading, what we are doing, you guys, is we are looking at your future spouse as they truly are, okay? We're not just talking about the highlight reel. We're talking about, you know, how they are showing up in the world right here, right now, okay? Having said that, and I don't know what are in these piles, okay? I am picking up energies with the different piles, though, and there are going to be some here where some of you may feel kind of put off by it, but that is just kind of giving you a heads up of, you know, some things about your future spouse, that some challenges that the two of you may have to work through, okay? And I would rather you deal with those now and get those out of the way than deal with those in person with your future spouse, just kind of do the clearing work and stuff like that. And it may very well be, you guys, that you clearing out that energy in yourself sparks an energetic evolution, sparks an energetic evolution in your future spouse's energy, where if whatever is not resonating with you is behavior within them that is the result of them needing to do shadow work, your spiritual involvement, because your energy is so closely tied to theirs, even, you know, maybe they're a soulmate, or because this is what, you know, ideally what we're calling in, right? Your future spouse is kind of like your ideal partner, what you want to experience. So what's going on here is, if there is anything within you that is causing you to manifest behaviors in other people, especially in your romantic partners, where maybe in your past, like your patterns are being attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable. Okay, that's one instance that's coming up. Or people who may lie and cheat. I'm hearing even steal and stuff like that. That's because there's some programming within you that is causing that to manifest in your 3D reality, because you are the creator of everything that, you know, that's going on out here. Okay, so it's really important then, especially if you are wanting to manifest the fairy tale, okay, because I believe that we can. But in order for you to be able to do that, you have to be in a certain space energetically. Otherwise, I mean, yes, you can come together with your future spouse, but you're going to be triggering things within each other that you're going to have to clear out in real time, okay? Which can be very difficult, you guys, because, you know, when we're triggering each other, we can be triggered by outward behavior, like not showing up when we need them to, flaking out, you know, cheating, lying, stealing, stuff like that, being avoidant, being hot and cold, you know what I mean? And so if you clear out the parts of your programming and your energy that may be causing those kinds of patterns to manifest, then you won't have to be triggered by, you know, your future spouse in person in real life, possibly causing things to hold grudges over and stuff like that. We don't want that, okay? So basically this is kind of an idea like, you know, if you were to meet them today, okay, how would you be experiencing them? How do people know them? Who are they at their core? And just know that if something is coming up in this reading that is not resonating, it's simply showing you what there is in you, in your own energy, that needs to be worked on and cleared, okay? And that's all it is. And then that will spark kind of like the spiritual evolution, energetic evolution in them to do whatever work that they need to be cleared, so that we've got two healed people coming together where, you know, it's not major soul level wounding being triggered by each other. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys. So just take a minute. We got pile 1 here, which is the green moonstone. See if you can see that. Sorry for the lighting. It's dark, kind of dark in here and dark out there as well. We got pile 2, which is the blue lace agate. Okay. Pile 3 is rhodonite. And then pile 4 is rainbow moonstone. And there's a little bit of flash in here, but not too much, okay? All right, you guys, just take the time that you need. Pause it if you need to pick your pile, whichever one you feel intuitively drawn to. And then I will see you guys at your timestamp. Thanks so much. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you are new here, my name is Michelle and this is Soul Purpose Activation, and we are tapping into the energy of your future spouse and checking up on who they are as far as personality goes. And so we're going to be hitting this from a few different angles. First, we're going to kind of get the core of who they are, like their overall energy as they're showing up right now. And then we're going to get how other people experience them, what's their overall general reputation, and then how you're going to experience them when you meet them, or how you're experiencing them now. Basically, it's like how you are going to experience them, because you know how people can show up differently or experience people differently depending on how they know them, okay? So keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you're interested in booking a personal future spouse reading with me, booking details are in the description box below. The slide that's before this video showed you what all is included. There's a couple of different readings available, okay? All right, you guys, let's get right into it. I'm going to pop this right over here. So your person's energy is showing up right now overall mostly as the King of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So your person does have some weaknesses that they're going to have to work on. Who doesn't? Okay. So this person right now may be overly focused on material driven things, maybe overly focused on building wealth. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there just may be like underlying reasons why you know, rather than just being focused on building business because it's something that they enjoy and something that they love, it could be something where they are overly focused on building a business or building wealth because maybe it gives them a sense of validation or something like that. Like maybe they attach their identity, their self-worth to, I should say more their self-worth. Maybe they attach their self-worth according to the amount of money that they make, the kind of title that they hold, the kind of car that they drive, things of that nature. Okay. Let's see. Let's get some more information as far as their overall general personality, or yeah, who they are at their core. And this is more or less like who they are at their core, you know, how most people across the board are going to I shouldn't say experience them, because most people may not know that the reason why your future spouse is, you know, they wouldn't know that. We're just kind of, yeah, this is who they are at their core. What's your overall energy? What? Oh, whoa. Okay, that's way too many. Let's keep it down to one. What's the overall energy of pile one's future spouse? Overall energy. Your future spouse may be having a difficult time opening up or being vulnerable with people, which really is kind of indicative of someone that may have a low self-esteem where, yeah, that is coming through. Okay, so we got Virgo. Okay, so your future spouse may be an earth sign or have dominant earth placements in their chart. So what I was going to say, pile one, is that your future spouse may be somebody who, the scenario that's coming to mind, and I'm not saying your person has money, I'm not saying your person has children, but this is just something that's coming through to kind of give you a scenario of how where this person, maybe what drives them or what motivates this person. You know, the dad that may have a hard time connecting to their children or their friends or their parents or their spouses, or maybe even to you, by way of, you know, emotionally or opening up emotionally. And so they kind of try to make up for it by way of like giving money or presents or stuff like that. Okay. This is definitely some things that they're going to have to work on, like, you know, part of their shadow work. Let's get one more card from this deck for pile one, please. Oh. Yeah, your person has a hard time opening up and becoming vulnerable at this point in time, pile one. Maybe I'll do another video at some point in time talking about your future spouse's past. Like maybe, you know, maybe I can do one about like what shadow work they need to do, you know, which would probably include a lot of their past experiences and what got them up to that point. All right, come on, one more card. Your person is, one more card, pile one's future spouse. Okay, maybe they're wanting me to look at this first before I go any further. So we got Virgo with analyticals. What's coming up to me though, yeah, perfectionism may be kind of there, but I feel like this is more geared towards themselves. I feel like your future spouse right now may be too overly hard on themselves. I will say your future spouse probably is very well off, just because, yeah, I just feel they're kind of driven in that way. So they probably do make a lot of money, have a lot of nice things, or at least they're headed in that direction. Very organized, very on task, okay? And I feel like they're one of those personalities, pile one, and this isn't necessarily something that's part of their shadow, I just feel this is part of their makeup, where they set their mind to something, you know, or they set their sights on a goal, and nothing derails them. Something might come along, even if an obstacle gets in their way. They figure out ways to overcome it. They're not the type of personality to let much get in their way, okay? Then we got blood moon coming up with, well, and see, and it does say humble. So I will say, like, your person, I feel like most of the reason why they're showing up kind of in this distorted energy is simply because their motivations for wanting wealth and stuff like that is not coming from the best place. It's more coming from a place of, like, maybe they grew up believing that, you know, and this is just the information that's coming through, just apply it the way you see fit. You know what, it can be masculine and feminine. Maybe they just grew up, you know, under a belief system that says you're nobody unless, you know, you're making good money, or, you know, you're no one unless you have a degree, or you're a nobody unless you've got, you know, some letters behind your name, or you've achieved a specific status or something like that. And so they grew up with that belief system, and so, you know, that's kind of what drives them. It's like the more money they can accumulate, or the more wealth they can accumulate, or the more, you know, luxury items they can accumulate, the more valid they are as a person. Okay, I am picking up that your future spouse is going to be the masculine in this relationship, which obviously means you're more of the feminine energy, and that's usually how it goes. It's very difficult to have two masculine based energies in one relationship because it's a lack of polarity. Anyway, and then we got blood moon with beginnings, endings, shadow work. Yeah. So this is simply, okay, that's probably why they were like, no, you need to stop here, because this is really them. Like, they definitely need, their shadow is expressing itself the most here. But we do have spiritual growth. So I do feel, you guys, yeah, see, appearances, first impressions and stuff like that, that's kind of what drives them right now. But I feel like with the blood moon coming here, and I think that's why your future spouse stopped me for a second, because it's like they want you to know, pile one, they are in the process of looking at that, like looking at the motivations behind why, you know what I mean? Because, oh, this is what's coming through. I feel like your person noticed something about themselves, and your future spouse noticed something about themselves. They noticed that they always, like, so they notice this drive in them, and how it's like an insatiable need. They notice this insatiable need, and it's like, why, you know, why is it that I'm achieving all these things? I'm accumulating and amassing all these things, and nothing is making me happy. It'll make me happy. It'll make me satisfied for a second, and then it's on to the next thing. It's like they realize they have this, and what's coming through is ravenous, okay? Is for success. And so they notice this about themselves, and I feel like there's something being triggered in their energy where, like it said here, spiritual growth, okay? They are in the process. They've already seen this about themselves. They don't like it. They don't like that, because that's what they're after too, is, you know, a sense of satisfaction. Like, I feel like they're waiting for that moment where they can just sit back and breathe and enjoy life and feel fulfilled and satisfied. And they're noticing, no matter what they do, no matter what they achieve, what they buy or whatever, they never, yeah, see, South Node popped out. They can't find that source of comfort. And that's what, and see, if at first they thought, well, you know, maybe it's after I graduate, you know, college, that's when it'll be, or maybe after I get that degree, or maybe it's after I get the job, maybe it's after I get, you know, the first client or the first paycheck, and nothing that they notice that, okay? So you don't have to worry, pile one. Your future spouse is actually on a path, whether you have met them or not, to where they're going to learn how to feel fulfilled and stop learning how to detach their sense of self-worth from whatever it is they're able to accumulate, okay? Which is a really good place to be. And then they'll be, you know, in the right space of mind when it comes to what they can accumulate. And so, yeah, in the energy that they're in right now, appearance to them, first impressions and stuff like that mean a lot. But they're on path now to where it's like, they're going to be in the healthy expression of their energy, which I believe is going to be the King of Pentacles in the upright position. Okay. Yeah, it even says awakening. We got spiritual growth and awakening coming up here. I also see destruction as in like, and it's talking about like that's tower energy, where that part of themselves is being pulled down. Okay, that part of themselves that's seeking fulfillment in wealth, or seeking, you know, self-worth in wealth and things, that part of them is being questioned and it's being pulled down so that they can rebuild themselves the right way. See, like I said, they grew up believing that you're nobody unless, you know, you make this kind of money and stuff like that. And so I feel like your future spouse doesn't so much do that. Like, they don't assign someone else's worth according to what they make. Like, I feel your person's very humble, maybe even very compassionate. But for them themselves, it's like they don't feel okay about themselves unless they're driving a certain car, living in a certain neighborhood, making a certain amount of money and stuff like that. Okay, I don't feel like they're like that with everybody else. All right, so let's talk about how other people experience their energy. How do other people experience their energy? We're going to start with the tarot on that one. How does other people experience pile one's future spouse's energy? How does other people overall experience your energy? Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands. The King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, okay, so, oh, wow. I swear, you guys, this is a full card. This is, okay. It can be quite confusing for some people, okay? We have a lot of, yeah, so a lot of people can actually kind of see this about your person. Quite impulsive. A lot of people see your person as your future spouse as being quite impulsive right now. But what is coming through, like, even still, like, they still feel like they're a sweetie. That's literally, and I don't use that terminology, okay? People, okay, so overall, the overall energy is like your person is well liked, but they are very, like, they're coming through as very impulsive. Probably very blunt. Maybe too overly concerned about outward appearances. And I kind of already felt that coming through in, you know, the first part of the reading. The fact that we have the Queen of Wands in the upright position and the King of Wands in, so I do feel like your person is probably also known for being a bachelor or a bachelorette looking for their other half, but not quite feeling satisfied. Yeah, like they're looking for their, okay, and that's why I'm saying they're, you know, this is how other people are experiencing their energy. So I feel like your person has been single probably for a while, probably never have been married. But it's like almost like a serial dater, okay? And they're looking for their other half, which is going to turn out to be you, pile one. But it's like they're looking for their counterpart, but they're always seeming to find something wrong with them, okay? They may have a tendency to cut things off prematurely as well. Yeah, because that Two of Cups that popped up out earlier, that is also signifying that, wow. I feel, okay, and what's coming through is like, I feel for the most part, your future spouse probably has had people like try to set them up on dates, you know, and stuff like that, because people know that your future spouse's intention is to find their other half. There's almost kind of like a craving coming through with that. That may be something else that they're looking at with themselves too. Like, why am I never satisfied? Like, so it's not only just, are they noticing that they're never satisfied with material gain? It's like they're never satisfied with romantic interests. It's like, why am I, why can't I? It's like, yeah, perfectionism, that was coming up in the first half of the reading too. It's like, they're realizing, it's like, okay, something within is keeping me from really being able to enjoy life, to enjoy, you know what I mean? And so they really are looking at what it is about themselves that is causing them to reject happiness. Like, why, you know what I mean? Because they're not able to find happiness with everything that they're, like, all the things and the money they're able to accumulate, but they're also not able to find happiness with, even what other people would consider to be a perfect match to them. And they're on a path now figuring out why that is, okay? Which is eventually going to lead them to you, pile 1. Okay. What else do people, and we'll clear this out of the way. How else are people experiencing their energy? This is a real honest reading, you guys. Okay. Not everyone is perfect, but yeah. And I feel too, pile 1, that when they meet you, they're going to understand and realize, well, maybe that's why nothing ever really worked out with anyone else, is because, you are their future spouse. But they admittedly to themselves, it's like, it's so weird for them, because it's like, they know too, I feel like they're aware that there are certain things. It's like, why am I making such a big deal out of this when it's not really a big deal, but it's, they just can't help it. And some of their friends may have even told them, like, you got an issue in that. Yeah, see? We got the 4 of Cups. People are witnessing this change about them, though. Yeah, look at that. Okay, yeah. So their friends and family, for the most part, and people that are really close to them, are kind of concerned about your person in terms of, like, it doesn't, why are you feeling so dissatisfied with your life? Okay. And even their friends and family are like, something has to give, because it's almost like they can see this coming, right? We have this energy here kind of in the reverse position, which shows me that this energy is changing. They've been in this energy and it's starting to change. They used to be in this energy where it was like they were keep being offered things, gifts and blessings, even from the divine, and they kept turning it away. But like I told you earlier, they are shifting in that energy. They're on a path now to discover, how can I be content with what I already have and not constantly be thirsty and hungering for more, or just no matter what is given to me or what I'm experiencing, like it's never enough. They're figuring out how to basically plug up that hole, because they're realizing, and there may be something along the lines of them not wanting to feel left out or left behind. Left behind is what I'm hearing. Like they don't want to be left behind. They may have some abandonment wounds too. I mean, I'm not tapping into the reason why they're that way. That's not what this reading is about. I feel like people look at your person as though they're forever trying to guard against losing what they have. Oh, okay. I feel, you guys, that they have maybe, okay, so a part of their past may be coming through right now where they have witnessed someone losing everything that they had, or not quite being able to reach goals or certain, what's coming through is like someone who would start, someone in their past who started off in a very promising direction as far as like career, business, and finance goes, and they never quite made it. And this is kind of like something that they never aspire to be. It's like, no matter what, I'm gonna achieve what I want to achieve. But they didn't realize, it's like they started an insatiable drive within them that is never satisfied. And part of what is doing that for them too is just that fear of, well, what if, you know, it's all taken away? So they have to work and pad and buffer, you know, create more margins and stuff like that. Yeah, so people are noticing this with your future spouse right now. But they're also noticing, I think, that your future spouse is kind of on a direction now where they're starting to go withdraw a little bit more inside and starting to more along the line of a spiritual path, trying to figure out how to be happy and content with what they have, how they can stop and smell the roses and actually be thankful for that time to actually do that, if that's making any sense. Okay, so let's talk about how you are going to experience them. How are you? Okay, so at the point, if you don't know your person, this is just going to say at the point of, you know, your experience when you meet them, not how this, so this could be them, you know, a future timeline. Now, if you already know them, obviously this is how you experience their energy now. How is pile 1 going to experience their future spouse when they meet them? Yeah, okay. I feel you're going to meet them in the middle of the spiritual journey. You may even, yep. Wow, okay, what else? Let's get one more card, please. How is pile 1 going to experience their future spouse? Oh, that's a lot of energy wanting to come through. Hold on, let me check out and see. Yeah, okay, so you're going to meet this person at a point in time. I feel like they're going to be smack dab right in the middle of this energy. Questioning up to their point everything that they manifested and realizing like, okay, it's not, the manifestation itself is not what brings me emotional fulfillment and joy. So what does? Where does emotional fulfillment and joy really come from? Okay, you're going to be you're gonna meet them right smack dab in the middle of that energy. And so you might meet them in the middle of their dark night of the soul, you guys. Which is kind of like the precursor. That's like when, you know, energetically they're going through that tower moment. Whoa. Okay, so we got the 7 of Swords coming. Why is the 7 of Swords here? That's influencing. So it's an influencing energy. That's not necessarily your future spouse's energy. That's what's going to be. What are they being very strategic about? Or what's this energy about? The 7 of Swords can also be about like the energy of avoidance. What are they? Okay, so clarify the 7 of Swords here, please. Okay, so there is a lot of sword energy coming out here. You're going to see them as being up in their head quite a bit. Quite a bit. Maybe overly anxious, preoccupied about life's problems, and not really being able to get away from it. And it's almost this energy too, why it's like, I feel like they're here. You guys, we keep getting, because we got the King of Swords here in the upright position and then the Queen of Swords in reverse. And so we keep getting divine counterpart energy, but one of the energy is in its distorted expression. So you're going to be realizing like your person's not very balanced in the area of like, oh, and here we got the 4 of Pentacles coming out too. Yeah, okay. So you're going to be noticing this within them. There's kind of like this inner push and pull that they're in the middle of when you meet them. And in the area of like mental activity, yeah, what's coming through is Dark Night of the Soul. So you're going to be seeing them really go through it mentally. There we got the Four of Pentacles coming out with the Hermit. You're going to be meeting them right and smack dab in the middle of it. There, yeah, so we got the Four of Pentacles, we got the Hermit, and then we have the Eight of Cups. It's all about withdrawing. Withdrawing your energy, basically, and going at things alone. Which, okay, so now that we know how you're going to experience this energy, I kind of want to know, how are you going to be feeling about it? What's your energy going to be like towards them at this point in time? You experience them and you see them as very humble, like too humble. It's almost like a false humility, like they don't give themselves time to really celebrate their victories. Like, why aren't you celebrating this? You know, why aren't you in a better mood about this? Like this, you know, you achieved this milestone, you know. You might even see them as avoiding the spotlight. Maybe they don't take compliments too well. Or they're embarrassed by compliments or being complimented. Yeah, I'm hearing a false humility. Hierophant, very, traditional. That's more conventional. You're definitely going to see them as marriage material, though, okay? So you are going to be feeling and having those thoughts about this person. So there is going to be that connection there, pile one, where you are going to feel like your future spouse, like, yeah, that's my future spouse. That's my person. But you are also realizing that, so for the time that you actually meet them to the time that the two of you, there may be a delay. I don't know if you guys are going to be like dating right off the bat, or if you guys are going to be like friends and or acquaintances first, or if, you know, you guys are going to start dating, but it's going to be a very slow to progress, because you're going to notice this person is going through a, you know, spiritual transformation, where they're going to need most of their energy and their attention to go inwards in order to allow this transformation to happen. Okay, and so it might be a minute from the time you meet this person to either the time you guys start to date, because this person may be so deep in this spiritual transformation, it's like they don't even have the energy to date, okay, or to give to another person or another relationship like that. Let's talk about how they're going to feel about you. How are they going to feel about you? This kind of took a different. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. They're kind of up in their heads about you when they meet you, because they know that you're single and they know that they're single, and there is a part of them that is wanting to like take you off the market, but they know they're not ready. They're not ready. That's how they feel about you. It's like, yeah, okay, so when they meet you, it's like there is an attraction there, but then again, they're all up in their heads about it. When they meet you, you guys, yeah, okay, so there is going to be an attraction. They are going to be up in their heads about it. They are going to see you as somebody that they want to date and even, you know, even commit to. But emotionally, they know they don't have it to give at that point in time. But look what's coming out. That's going to shift and change because of the energy that they're going through. We got the Four of Wands here, you guys. The outcome, obviously, for you guys is going to be a very happy one where both of you, you know, are together, you're happy and stuff like that. Pile one, it's just one of those things like, are you going, you know, when you meet this person, Are you going to be able to allow for time for them to, you know, to make that transformation? And, you know, not to say your future spouse is not going to expect you. And I'm not even saying it's going to be that long. I mean, you know, you're going to meet them kind of in the middle of like this dark night of the soul. I'm not saying it's going to be years, you guys. I'm not saying that at all as far as timing goes. But there is going to be this kind of, what do they call it? This transition period. You guys may even be dating during this time. But, you know, and you may notice this person just doesn't seem very mentally and emotionally available because they're going through the spiritual transformation and awakening that's taking up all their time and energy. And actually, you guys, I think because you realize that, you'll be fine with giving them space. That's the energy that's coming through. It's like, and that's partly why too, it's like this person sees you. Huh, interesting. I see them looking up. Something dawns on them at some point in time, and they look up and they see you, and they finally see you for who you are. They just have to get past this mental energy. I'm feeling like it's, yeah, the fact that it's the Queen of Swords in reverse, because feminine energy is more inwardly directed, and so they know that this is letting me know they have internal belief systems and blocks and stuff that they're having to address to get to this energy with you. Okay. All right, let's get some messages from your future spouse to you. What messages do you have for pile 1? What messages do you have for pile 1? At last. They don't want you to give up now. You've come this far because it will all be worth it in the end. So maybe you've been single for a while, pile 1, or you've been looking for your future spouse or something. If you currently know them, it's like you're waiting for them to, you know, level up the connection. Now you know why things may be happening. We got music. Music brings them closer to you. Certain songs remind them of just how special your connection is. Okay, so even if you're not connected, like even if you're not in the like united with them in the 3D, okay, in actual physical reality, I do feel like, and I was feeling this earlier, I do feel like you and your future spouse are already energetically connected. So for pile 1, I feel like if you haven't met this person yet, I feel like you're going to meet them very soon because their energy is very strong in your energy. Okay, I do feel that, and they are telepathically communicating with you through music. Okay, so if you're just kind of going throughout your day, pile 1, and it's like some weird random song pops into your head, pay attention to whatever the lyrics are of that song, because that's a message from your future spouse to you. Okay, let's get one more card from this deck. Like your souls, your energy is already linked up. Okay, at least in the 5D. So it's only a matter of time before it manifests in the 3D. Let's get one more for pile 1, please. Guarded, and yeah, there's the dark night. I told you. They're experiencing massive upheaval to help them align with new levels of love with themselves in this connection. Yes, that's what they're going through right now. And if you're asking or wondering, like, where is this person at? This is why they haven't been manifested in yet. They are aligning to your energy. They're aligning more to your energy. And we got guarded here. It says, they are still very guarded and trapped behind their own emotional defenses. Allow them to fall in love in steps. Okay. But I'm picking up more on the message here that this connection is being guarded. Like it's not going to manifest until this person is at a certain point in their spiritual development. which, like I said, I feel like this manifestation, I feel like this connection is very close to manifesting. Okay, so they may have been going through the dark night of the soul for some time. I'm hearing a couple of years, okay, for most of you. So your person has been, your future spouse has been going through this spiritual transformation, so that by the time you finally do meet them, your energies are going to be more aligned. Okay, you guys. All right, I'm going to end the reading there, pile one. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor, smash the like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will see you guys at your next reading. Thanks, pile one. Hello to my pile twos. How are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. This is Soul Purpose Activation, and today we are looking at your future spouse's personality, okay? And we're going to be hitting this from a lot of different angles. So we're going to just kind of check out their overall energy. Then we're going to look at how like maybe friends, family, coworkers, people like that experience their energy, how you experience their energy, or how you will experience their energy. And then just kind of like what's their overall reputation altogether, okay? And then whatever else information or needs to come out besides that. That's overall just, so just keep in mind, you guys, this is a, I almost said personal. Maybe it's going to feel personal. I don't know. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? And then if you want to book a personal reading with me, the booking details are in the description box below. Everything that is included, there's 2 different future spouse readings available. I'm probably going to add a 3rd, but details about what those are in the slide right before this video. Okay, we're going to go right into your reading. All right, so your future spouse's overall energy. We got the Queen of Swords. We got the Queen of Swords in reverse, and then we've got the Queen of Wands. So a lot of feminine energy coming out here. That doesn't necessarily mean like your person or your future spouse is a divine feminine. Just very well could be, depending on what your orientation is. If you're a masculine that prefers feminine, you know, and we're not talking about genders, we're just talking about energies here. This could also be talking about your person being more inwardly expressive. Okay, so this person your future spouse may very well be an introvert. I do feel that their personality is actually very, very attractive and maybe even very charismatic. They may be trapped in their head quite a bit, though. There's kind of a balance here as far as like, you know, so they could have a lot of air sign qualities and then a lot of fire sign qualities. So very passionate, very creative, very intelligent. I'm feeling that your person may be, or your future spouse may kind of have like this thing where they may care too much about what other people think about them. And yes, you guys, I am going to talk about, you know, if there are these signs like I give it to you how it comes out. Like, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, your person's not going to be perfect. And so I'm just kind of giving you, you know, everything that's going on with them. So they may kind of be in this energy right now where they feel they're just too overly concerned about what people think and what people's opinions are of them. And it may even affect their mood or their passion. Like their moods and, you know, maybe, or their passions may be hinging upon what they think other people want or what they think other people deem appropriate, okay? What's coming through is your person may be expressive in terms of like they might, you know, they might be like a creator in terms of like maybe an artist, like maybe they sculpt or paint or write or draw. or they may be into stuff like that. I feel like some of your future spouse may have a passion for something like that, but maybe they never really quite pursued it because of what somebody else thought. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get some more information on that. Let's see. Tell me more about pile 2's future spouse. I will say they have what's coming through is they have a dazzling personality. Let's pull some more. I'm going to get some more clarification on your future spouse's personality. I'm seeing a lot of, okay, so I'm seeing the yellow, the lion here with the Queen of Wands, Leo energy, and then I'm also seeing the yellow in the other card. So your person may have Leo qualities. That's just the kind of energy that they are in right now. Tell me more about your personality. All right, we got Pink Moon. All right, Pink Moon, you're meant to fulfill your divine contract, and then we got Virgo. Okay, so they may or may not have Virgo in their chart somewhere, but this is just kind of talking about personality, like core personality characteristics. I do feel your person is not too overly concerned about taking risks. Your person may be a business owner. I am picking up on some leadership qualities with your future spouse, pile 2, leadership qualities. They may be somebody that for whatever reason may be in the spotlight. That has something to do with their business. They may have a social media influence of some kind. So we got new and exciting opportunities, focusing on the new, transcendence, maturity, fullness, fertility. Okay, so yeah, I am picking up that your person is very mature. Okay, not afraid to try new things. So they're, I wouldn't say risky. What's that word that's wanting to come up? Adventurous. They're adventurous. Okay. I do feel they may have a little bit of a perfectionistic type of thing, but it's more inward focused towards them. Okay. Oh, we do have critical. Yeah, so they may be critical of themselves to a certain degree. And really it's just kind of subconscious programming. They got it from somewhere else, from someone else, and that's just kind of what's playing out. We got Pink Moon and New Moon coming out too. New start, look ahead. So very future oriented, and which goes with Virgo energy quite a bit. Always on the lookout for fresh and exciting opportunities. I am picking up on a very adventurous spirit, not afraid to try new things. I think I probably already said that. But we do have this energy with Virgo. It says analytical and critical. Yeah, so that's, even though sword energy is not Virgo energy, that's kind of the dynamic of what this energy is like when it's flipped in reverse. Okay, it's analyzing every little detail. I'm hearing, is this right? Is this okay? Does this look good? Which to a certain degree that's okay, but then it gets to be a point where it's a tad bit like not obsessive, oppressive, obsessive maybe too. It's good to pay attention to detail, but then it's like you get a little, it goes a little bit overboard. Okay, you know what I mean? So let's find out how other people experience your person's energy. How do pile 2's friends, family. Because the reason why we do that, you guys, is because, you know, friends and family are going to experience, you know, the energy different than, you know, what, like a romantic interest or what you would, okay? They just, it's the way it is. We got the Five of Swords. Okay, why is the Five of Swords here? Okay, yeah, I feel like these are more inner conflict, okay? So there's a lot of inner conflict going on with your person. So we got influencing energy here that influences them on a regular basis, and it's so I feel like your person wants to let go, okay? Your future spouse wants to be able to let go and to enjoy their life, right? And I feel this energy is shifting in them to where they're going to be able to do that, because I feel like they're trapped in their mind quite a bit, okay? Your person, your future spouse wants nothing more to really than just to let go and be able to enjoy life, but there is something within them that doesn't let go and let loose, okay? And it's this Queen of Swords energy in reverse. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, that's letting you know, pile 2, something's getting ready to shift in their energy that's going to change that. Okay? We got, see, there's a lot of 5s happening here. People, that's how people experience your future spouse, or that's how they are experiencing them right now. There's so much in their head about things they're not really able to enjoy. Like the present moment, they're not able to, and this is how your people feel about your future spouse. They, you know, they want them to. Friends, family, people, you know, people that care about your future spouse want them to. They're like, you know, can you take a break from what you're doing and just, you know, go smell the roses for a minute? You know what I mean? Like, you deserve, it's one of those things like you deserve. You deserve to take a break and go indulge in life a little bit. Wow, more 5s. Oh my gosh. So people are really your person is going through some challenging situations right now, you guys. Okay? And your person, your future spouse may even have like have had a very challenging life up until this point. Maybe they had a difficult childhood. I'm hearing that song, It's a Hard Knock Life. And that's probably why they're in their head quite a bit about things. There's almost this sense of like your person, I feel like they may be in this energy right now where they, you know, they have every right to celebrate, and they may even have the means to celebrate, but they don't let themselves. They don't let themselves let loose and celebrate what they have. There's this feeling that they almost feel bad for having an abundance of things or an abundance of whatever. And the people in their life are like, you know, you've worked hard. You put in a lot of work. Why aren't you enjoying the harvest? That kind of thing. So people, yeah, so your people definitely look at your future spouse as somebody that works really, really hard, but does not take the time to actually enjoy the fruits of their labor, okay? Wow, a lot of 5s showing up in that portion. Let's talk about how you are going to experience their energy, okay? Regardless whether you know them or not. Like this is how you're going to experience your energy. So if you don't know this person, this is just how you're going to strength. Yeah, you're going to see them as very strong, which is Leo energy. King of Swords energy in reverse again. Wow, there's counterparts. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, both in reverse. Wow. I feel like pile too, when you hear your future spouse's story, like what they've come up from, you're going to kind of look at them and be like, I understand why. I understand why you are the way you are, why you do the things you do, you know, why it's so difficult for you to let go and let loose. I understand. And you're going to feel the same way that their friends and family feel, like you want them to relax, to go have some fun, to get in that Nine of Cups energy and actually enjoy what they've worked so hard to produce. And you're going to see them kind of too as having a very wounded ego for some reason. I feel they've had experiences with people that made them feel like they weren't good enough, or nothing they ever did was good enough. Okay? Yeah, they're coming out. Okay, so Strength and then the Empress. It's like you're seeing this person as being very abundant, right? Very strong, very abundant. Things come easily for them. Blessings flow to them very easily, but for whatever reason, and they're very difficult. It's very difficult for them to, not that it's difficult for them to receive the blessing, it's difficult for them to really enjoy the blessings. What is their overall reputation? Ooh. We got Aries energy coming out. More Leo. We got Taurus. Okay, so overall, the way your person is perceived, the way your future spouse is perceived, they're perceived as like boss energy, okay? Overall, boss energy, head of the class, having their ish together financially speaking, very patient, very patient. Why is the World here? We got the Magician coming up. Oh. Overall, your future spouse is seeing as being somebody that is very powerful, very powerful, very powerful. Now I'm hearing that Ariana Grande song, Seven Rings. Like, people look at your future spouse as somebody that can manifest anything that they want. They can achieve anything that they want. So, yeah, okay. So people are seeing your future spouse as who they really are, okay? Your person, your future spouse has a very distorted view of themselves. And I feel like, though, they're being set on a path where they're going to be able to, like, see themselves clearly. Okay, because the reason why they don't see themselves clearly, you guys, is because of something that they've had to endure in their childhood. Okay, I'm hearing a very rough upbringing. Not anything against mom and dad. It could just be very well be that they grew up in a very impoverished, like, area. And so, you know, and it could be, I mean, maybe their, you know, family of origin was really crappy, and just, you know, who knows what their story is. But yeah, it's funny because for the most part, people are seeing your future spouse like as they really are. And who they really are is this Emperor energy, Magician energy. You know, I love that we're getting all these kings and emperors, and, you know, like the master, they're the master of their domain. very heart dominated, and so there's like a very good union between, you know, head and heart. So I do feel your person is actually very well respected. I'm hearing very well loved. Like, people do love your person. All right, is there anything else that pile 2 needs to know about their future spouse? Actually, let's get messages from your future spouse. We'll do that. We'll do that. Give me a second, pile 2. Get some of these decks out of the way. All right, what messages does pile 2's future spouse have for pile 2? What messages do you have for pile 2? Twin flame, what? And then we've got potential. Okay, so for some of you are actually manifesting in your divine counterpart. If you don't believe in twin flame, we'll just say divine counterpart, okay? But we have, you don't have to be or do anything for them to love you. Their higher self wants this union as much as you do. We also got potential. They're deep in their thoughts about you, realizing their distractions prevented them from seeing the potential in you. So I feel your future spouse senses. They feel something is missing. And that's you. They feel that, you know, I feel like your paths are being driven together somehow. Like, definitely divinely orchestrated. Whether, you know, you believe in twin flame unions or not, this is definitely going to be something that feels very soulmatey, okay? In that, it's just going to feel like a perfect fit, okay? That's what it's going to feel like for you guys. It's going to feel like a perfect fit. Okay. All right, you guys, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor, smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will see you guys at your next reading. Thank you, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you are new here, I should say welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, though, my name is Michelle. This is Soul Purpose Activation. We are tapping into your future spouse's energy, and we are looking at their personality from multiple different angles. And so we're going to find out, first of all, who they are, like at their core, like how people, you know, experience them just kind of across the board, and then, you know, how their friends and family experience them, how you're going to experience them, and then what their overall reputation is, okay? And so keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And then if you are interested in booking a personal future spouse reading with me, there are 2 available. I'm probably going to end up adding a 3rd one. Haven't decided yet. The slide right before this video let you know what those 2 are, okay? So if you skipped over it or you didn't pay attention, just go back and check it out. It was right before this. Okay, so you chose the Rhodonite Palm Stone. Let's kind of get an idea of what your future spouse's overall energy is going to be. And they're showing up as the Page of Pentacles, okay? So definitely kind of has that quintessential, like they're always learning, something about learning, okay? Not necessarily that they're in like school or anything like that, but that's kind of the mode that they're constantly in, research and development type of stuff, okay? I feel like they're always in the process of building something, or yeah, let's just get into it real quick. Definitely a very youthful personality. Tell me more about pile 3's future spouse's energy, please. We've had Virgo come out for every single pile, you guys. We've had this exact card come out for every single pile so far. All 3 piles that I've done so far. I heard dreaming when that came out. And then here comes Neptune. Okay. Your person may have some prophetic dreams, you guys. Your person may even be psychic to some degree, at the very least, very intuitive. Interesting. They may have some gifts, you guys. Here we've got witchy, alchemist. Now, whether or not they are involved in mysticism or they do any kind of rituals or stuff like that, there is something does sort of feel magical about their energy. So we got Virgo here. We have the moon, which is Cancer energy. We have Neptune, which is Pisces energy. We got dreams, illusions, fantasy, imagination. We also have empathic or empathy. Yeah, and there's magic. It says magic right there. Something does feel very magical about their energy. I'm hearing transmutation. So they may have just kind of a natural ability. So they may very well be an empath. They may have the ability to, take energy that is there, that it may be more dense and negatively influencing something, and transmute it into something that's, turning coal into diamonds. What transmutes into gold? I don't know. But that's basically what I feel like they can do. But they are very empathic in a sense where they can put themselves in other people's shoes. So they can see things from another person's perspective. Very emotionally intelligent, I'm hearing. Insightful. Okay, so even though Virgo has come up in all 3 readings, the energy for this reading is different. This energy is showing up differently, okay? Still humble. I'm hearing kitchen witch. So they may like to cook. So the energy I'm picking up, you guys, pile 3. Your person definitely has some really magical, mystical qualities. Now, whether or not they actually, purposefully do that, your person may be somebody that likes to cook and offer people meal, very hospitable, okay? This is so strange because I'm trying to figure out, how do you do that but not know that you're doing it? But it's just kind of like a subconscious thing. I can see them, you guys, making a meal for somebody. Or crafting something for somebody. But I am picking up a kitchen witch type of vibe, whether or not they're doing it on purpose. I can see your person, okay, making a cup of coffee or some tea, or throwing together something with, real quick with ingredients to give to somebody. And it's just their healing energy goes into whatever they're making. They give it to the person person eats it or drinks it, and it does something to their energy, which makes them feel better. And I'm also feeling the sense of actually lightens their energetic load somehow. Yeah, so your future spouse is naturally an alchemist, whether they know it or not. Okay, they do this naturally. This for most of you, I feel like your ascendant Mm. I don't think there is a descendant, because here's the first thing that came to mind, and actually I was picking up on this energy before this even came out. I feel your person comes from a long line of mystics. Mystics, mystics, shaman, medicine healers, doctors, like people like that, healers, okay? Healers and alchemists, basically. This deck doesn't have a descendant thing in it, and that's the first thing that came through when I saw this was descendants, ancestors. That's what it was, ancestors. That information tried to come through earlier, and I didn't say anything about it. So they're like, here you go, ancestors. Nice. Okay. So overall, yeah, your person has a very healing energy. Okay, your future spouse's energies is very healing. They are a healer. They are a dreamer also. I am picking up a sense of like curiosity from them too. They're very curious about things. I can see them kind of like on the internet, you know, Googling things, researching things, wanting to understand the underlying energy or working of things, that kind of energy. All right, so how does pile 3's future spouse, how do your friends and family experience your energy? How do your friends and family experience your energy? How does your friends and family experience your energy? The Queen of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. I have a feeling that your future spouse's friends and family is kind of feeling like I'll just put it out there the way that it's coming through, that they're not living up to their full potential for some reason. Like they're almost holding back their manifestation abilities. Like their friends and family, first of all, like your future spouse's energy is very attractive, very magnetic. Okay, their personality is very attractive and magnetic. And for some reason, I feel kind of like your future spouse kind of holds it back for whatever reason. Probably, I think the reason why your future spouse does that is because they realize how powerful their energy is, and so they're just very careful about how they use it. I am also picking up this energy too, where your future spouse's friends and family, your future spouse lives a fairly simplistic, and I'm even hearing minimalistic life. Like, even though they're showing up as the Page of Pentacles, which, you know, Pentacle energy is earth energy, and it's all about the element that resides mostly in the 3D realm, right? Your future spouse may have a very good job, may have access to a lot of money and a lot of resources, but for whatever reason they choose to live much more simply. Like, they're just not too overly concerned with material gain. Not to say that, you know what I mean? Like, they would be the type of person where you would see out and about and would never know that, you know, they make 6 or 7 figures every year. Okay, that kind of energy. Think about like Steve Jobs, right? Or people like, you know, you got multi-millionaires and billionaires that wear black t-shirts and jeans. You know, like if you just saw them out at the grocery store, you would never know that they make a lot of money. It's just they're very, you know what I mean? They're not flashy like that. You know, your person's personality, I feel, may feel very, it's definitely charismatic. It may be splashy, I don't know. But I feel like this is how other people perceive them, but it's almost like they hold themselves back. Yeah, that's how their friends and family, it's like they're holding themselves back. Like definitely feeling like they don't, you know, but your person's happy. And they see that too, I think. I think they do realize it's like, well, yeah, they're not, you know, they feel like outwardly, I guess, materialistically, your future spouse isn't living up to their full potential, but their friends and family do see that your future spouse is happy. They're content. They're feeling joyful, right? So, I mean, they're not too overly concerned with why, you know, they're not living life according to, I guess, to what they think your future spouse should be doing. But honestly, I don't think your future spouse really gives a shit, pile 3. I don't think they really care. All right, now let's talk about how you are going to experience their energy. And right off the bat, we have Hierophant coming out, okay? Which is Taurus energy, but at the same time, you are going to see them as marriage material right off the bat. You're going to see them as marriage material. I feel like it's not necessarily love at first sight, but you're definitely going to be like, yeah, that is somebody I could see, like you can see yourself marrying them, okay? I think that came out, and look at that. Very content, yeah. You see them as very content, happy with where they're at. And that is actually very attractive to you, pile 3, because your future spouse they don't have this, like, I feel your future spouse, I feel like they are very content and satisfied and fulfilled within their own energy. There isn't this outward drive to fill themselves up with things and or people, and that is actually really attractive to you, pile 3. When you meet them, it's like, you know, you meet them and you see that they're single, but you also see that they're not overly preoccupied, you know, like they're open to dating, but they're not like preoccupied with finding the one, you know. They're just, yeah. You'll also, and you also experience their energy too. Look at this. You experience them and see them as being very blessed in life, like very blessed. And honestly, that's because of the energy that they're in all the time. You see them as like the universe just constantly just blessing them left and right with things. And they're so humble about it. But you also see them as possibly being a little bit resistant to love. Why is the Ace of Cups here in reverse? Oh, there's the Page of, oh, okay. All right. You do kind of see them as, that's interesting. This is your perception of them for whatever reason. It's almost like you're wondering if they may have an issue with commitment because you think that maybe they feel that, I feel like there's a part of you that wonders whether or not this person wants to get married or wants to be coupled up, because they seem so content and happy in their own energy. Interesting. And there may be a sense too, it may be that your future spouse may have been single for quite some time. But the energy that I'm picking up on, pile 3, that even if they have been single for a long time, it's simply because They're not driven by things like that, you know? I feel like your person, yeah, that's what it is too. See, your person doesn't need a spouse. They're open to having a spouse, but they don't need a spouse. So meaning, it's like, yeah, I think they've gone on some dates. They may have even had maybe, you know, a significant other or two, but because they weren't driven by the need for one, it's like they're not gonna just go enter into relationship with just anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so your person isn't really the type of person to like, you know, how am I wanting to explain this? They're so content and so happy in their own energy. They don't need a relationship. They don't need a counterpart. They're not up in their heads or feeling, you know, they're not being ran by this feeling of, oh, something's missing from my life. It's not like that. They're wholly content and satisfied in their own energy. And because of that, they're not just going to share their time with anybody. Now they're open, you know, to like, you know, to dating and stuff like that. But what's coming through is it takes a really special person. That's what's coming through. It takes a really special person for them to want to, I guess, come out of that singlehood. I think your person actually enjoys being single. But obviously, you know, this is a future spouse reading, so, you know, they are going to end up getting married to you. But I think there's going to be a part of you, pile 3, that's going to wonder whether or not this person's ever going to, like, you know, are you going to be single forever? You know what I mean? All right, so, what else? How else are you going to experience their energy? I feel you may be confused by their energy at first, pile 3. Something is telling me, because I think this person is actually probably going to be the first one to maybe bring up, because I'm picking up that you might be friends or acquaintances first. And you might be shocked that this person actually, you know, like, they might ask you out on a date, but you're not seeing it. Like, you don't pick up on that's what it is. Like, they may be like, you know, hey, let me take you out to dinner. Or, you know, maybe there's like a special band or, you know, artist or something, or a movie you've been wanting to see, and they're like, well, you know, let me take you to that movie, or let me, you know, this concert's coming up, let me take you. And to you, it may just feel like it's, you know, one friend taking out another friend out to dinner or something like that, and then you realize at some point, no, this person's taking you out on a date, and you're like kind of shocked, you know. But I feel like the attraction is going to be there. Obviously, this is somebody you end up marrying. But there's just kind of like this expectation with you where you're like, man, you almost like you don't see, it's very unexpected. You don't see it coming. All right, let's see. 5 of Cups. And Judgment. Why is this energy here? Oh, okay. So your person, your future spouse doesn't realize, they've never encountered this feeling before, okay? They've never really encountered feeling disappointed, having regrets, or anything like that. But there's something about, I don't know if they almost miss an opportunity with you, or this is them contemplating, like they're realizing there's an attraction there. They feel this attraction for you. And I don't know if they see you like maybe possibly dating and getting in a relationship, and they realize if they don't act fast, If they don't get out of this planning, energy or whatever, this Page of Pentacles energy, that's always, planning and researching and stuff, okay, that they're gonna miss the boat with you. Something happens, I feel, you guys, in this connection somehow. I don't know if you guys are friends. Like I said, this is a general reading. I feel for most of you, the two of you are going to start off as acquaintances and are friends, possibly even co-workers. There's a lot of earth energy, pentacle energy, which does denote like, business, finances, career and stuff. So this may be somebody that you meet through work, through school, something along those lines. And it feels like the energy between the two of you is more buddy-buddy than it is romantic at first. But then this person, I don't know, something happens. I don't know if they see you. This is and this is, I feel like this is someone you know for a while before the two of you actually come together in like a romantic union. There's some time invested into this connection. And something happens, though. I don't know what the trigger is. What's the trigger? What's the trigger? Because I feel like they look up and they look at you and they realize, oh, wait a minute. If I don't make my move now, I may not be able to make it again. Ah, they feel something for you they don't feel. They realize there's passion there for you. There's something there for you. They feel something for you that, and I actually I'm picking up like that attraction had always been there, but for them it doesn't really register at first because they've felt attraction, but they're not led by attraction. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think they come to realize like, oh, this person, like, you're a match for them. Not only are you a match for them, but like, wow, they actually have they have an attraction for you and you're a match to them. And if they don't get out of this Two of Wands energy, then they're going to miss their opportunity with you. All right, so let's get, we're going to go ahead and close out this reading. Let's get some messages from them to you. What messages do you have for pile 3? What messages do you have for pile 3? What messages do you have for pile 3? Taming the beast. You make them petty in your hands. They know their old conquering ways will not work with you. You're definitely different from the rest. I have been picking, like, that's how they feel about you, pile 3. Like, they feel you're different from the rest, which is what really makes them consider giving up. Like, I'm not saying that, like, they are single because they, like I said, it's this kind of energy where they're so content in their own energy that it takes someone very special for them to want to, there's that slipped away. There's that energy. Though they never had you, to them, you will always be the ones. Yeah, see, they don't want to be in that energy of regret. They don't want to be in this energy of, oh, I should have, I should have asked them out when I had the chance. And here's that healing energy again. It says they're at the end of a big healing cycle, coming to peace with their past and bringing back balance in the connection. I feel it's more healing their ancestral line is what I feel is like what they're doing. I feel overall your person, like, they're in this lifetime, I feel like they're blessed with good, like, they've accumulated some good karma, and so this lifetime I feel like they've been blessed. You know what I mean? Emotionally, materialistically, mentally, like, they're just really balanced. You know how a lot of us tend to kind of go through life and we have to learn things the hard way. I don't feel like your person, your future spouse, has had to do that. and they're not going to want to like start with you. You know, like I don't feel like your future spouse has a lot of regrets in life. Like I don't feel like they look back in life and think like, man, you know, I wish I would have done things differently and stuff like that. And I think what happens is like, oh my gosh, there's something that happens where they're like, what's this feeling? I've never experienced this feeling before. And this feeling is like, you know, regret. Like, I honestly don't think your future spouse has really had a lot of experience with regret and disappointment, because they're just in this energy of just feeling so content, so go with the flow, so accepting of the way life is, like, you know what I mean? And so something with you though, it's like, ooh, what's this feeling? Is this what regret feels like? Is this what disappointment feels like? It's like, I sure as hell don't want to, you know. Sorry, you guys, I had to take a really important phone call, but we're going to go ahead and get to wrapping up this reading. So we've got divine truth and choices coming up, and it's funny that choices came up for this reading because, like I was telling you earlier, I feel like this is probably one of the first times your future spouse has really met with this kind of a crossroads moment for them where they're like, I have to act now or I'm going to end up probably regretting it for the rest of my life. Okay, so and it says there's a choice they have to make. They know time is not on their side and risk losing you forever if they don't. And so what I'm feeling like is that it's reminding me of like one of those old like 90s movies, like My Best Friend's Wedding. There's other movies where it's like, you know, you've got two people who are really like good friends. I'm not saying that you're going to be friends with this person for like 10 years or something like that, but it's that kind of a dynamic where, you know, this person doesn't see you as a romantic interest or a romantic possibility, you know, until I feel like somebody else comes into the picture and sparks something within them for you or towards you. Okay, now I'm not saying they're going to sabotage, like if you do end up falling in love with someone else, they're not in that energy of sabotaging it, or you know, they're not selfish like that, but they do recognize it's now or never. Okay, now that Elvis Presley song, It's Now or Never, it's coming to my mind. Anyway, and then we got divine truth with we are helping this connection evolve to see things as they really are and bring to light all that has been hidden. So there is certainly divine help and divine guidance that is helping this connection along, okay? Because I do feel this, you know, yeah, it's a future spouse reading, but not all future spouse connections are going to be, what do they call that? Like a high level connection, okay? I mean, you know what the divorce rate is, right? I mean, you can get married to somebody and not necessarily that be like a high level soulmate type of a situation. I really truly do feel though, this is going to be one of those connections where it's very high level because you and your future spouse are very high level as far as evolutions of your souls go. Okay, so we are going to end the reading with, let's see, guidance for you guys regarding your future spouse. What guidance do we have for pile 3 and their future spouse? What guidance do we have for pile 3 and their future spouse? Hot mess. Disorderly habits, untidy mind, chaotic, messy situation, feeling miserable and unhappy, being irresponsible. Don't worry, we're going to get some more, hopefully, to clarify this information. Chaos. Then we have answers. Okay, so you may be going through a difficult time in your life, pile 3, possibly right now. We got difficult experiences, heavy burdens, test your strength, unpredictable events, and opposing forces. Okay, so this is telling me a couple of different things. You could either be going through this energy right now, and it's like you're being guided to focus on clearing out this energy first. Like, don't worry so much about manifesting in a future spouse. It's like you need to take care of your own energy first before you try to, you know, add another energy into the mix, okay? And or this could be also talking about, this may be the moment. This is very tower-ish moment, right? Tower moment, possibly, you know, the death card and the tarot type of moment, like those two cards combined. And there may be something going on in your life where you are in that energy. Now, I'm hearing some of you are kind of like, well, I'm kind of in that energy all the time. And so if that is true, then that is just simply guidance to go ahead and go through the shadow work to clear those blocks. Whatever is causing you to continually manifest or feelings of chaos and chaotic events and situations that continually pop off to throw you off balance and to throw you off center, and that continually steal your peace. There's something energetically going on with you that needs to be addressed first in order for your energy to align with your future spouse, because this future spouse, okay, because timelines can change, all right? This future spouse, though, you guys, their energy, and I almost said his, so for me that means this person's a divine masculine. I can't remember if I've already said that in this reading or not. When I channel, that's just kind of what happens. Their energy is very still. It's very peaceful, and I have a feeling too, they're drama free, okay, chaos free. Not to say that they look down on people who have, you know, stuff like that going on all the time, but you know, and it's just something energetically within you guys. That's not who you are. That's just an energy that you've picked up, or that's programming that you're currently dealing with. You're not your programs, okay? You're not even really your energy, because you can transmute and change your energy all of the time, but you do go usually, or, you know, especially if you have programming, it can change the main energy that you carry around, or the default energy that you carry around all of the time. And what this is letting me know, like if this is the energy that you're in 24/7, pile 3, then right now you're not currently aligned with your future spouse's energy. Okay, and so that's the guidance for you guys as far as, like, you know, this connection with your future spouse goes. Just like really spend some time really tapping into your energy, maybe looking into subconscious programming, especially if you are continually manifesting like unexpected events or situations that happen in your life that that knock you off balance or take away your peace, or just keep you in the sense of everything feels chaotic. Okay, everything feels difficult, or feels like a burden, or it feels hard, or you're, you know, having to always deal with unpredictable events. There's something going on with your programming and or your energy field that is manifesting, and that's you're being guided to put a spotlight on that, to clear it, to heal it, as opposed to, you know, worrying about manifesting in a future spouse. That will happen naturally as you clear out your own energy. Okay, you guys. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please smash the like button below. Comment, let me know what you thought. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will see you guys in your next reading. Thanks, pile 3. Hello, pile 4. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle, and this is Soul Purpose Activation. If you have not already done so, please watch the intro video. It is so important. I don't know what's going to come out in this reading, but I just want to make sure that you you know what to expect, okay? So what we're going to be doing today, you guys, is we are going to be tapping into your future spouse's like core personality, okay? And core personalities have both, you know, light aspects and shadow aspects. Now, some people may be a little bit more, you know, balanced out or more healed than others. So, you know, whatever shows up, you guys, don't worry. I explain everything in the intro if you have not watched it already, okay? So we are just looking at to see what their personality traits are, like how people experience them across the board, how you will experience them upon first meeting, or maybe how you are experiencing them now if you believe you've already met them. How their friends and family, maybe coworkers, you know what I mean? And then like their overall general reputation. So just keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you're interested in booking a private reading with me, I've got 2 future spouse readings available. You saw them in the slide right before this reading started. Booking details are in the description box below. Okay, let's just get started on your reading. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely your future spouse is somebody who is either predominantly feminine energy or very in touch and comfortable with their inner feminine. Okay, so if you are a divine feminine watching this, viewer, this simply means that your divine masculine is comfortable with his inner feminine energy, which is amazing. Okay, if you are a divine masculine energy, you know, we're not talking about male or female, we're just talking about energies. If you feel like you are a divine masculine energy, this is just talking about, you know, your divine feminine. Okay, so whomever your future spouse is going to be very fertile is the first thing I'm picking up on. Okay, so fertility doesn't necessarily mean just you know, having babies. I feel like well, yeah, that makes sense with feminine energy as well, with their you know, inner feminine energies, because that's what feminine energy does. Feminine energy is the energy that takes whatever the masculine energy gives to it and multiplies it, right? And so, because regardless of whether your future spouse is divine masculine or divine feminine more in nature, they are very connected and comfortable with their inner feminine. So that just makes what they do very prolific, very abundant. They're able to say, like, investing, we'll put it in that sense, or even sowing seed. Okay, like you may have 2 people, one person who's not that comfortable with their, you know, feminine side or their feminine energy, or tapped into that part of themselves, because even divine feminines may be closed off to their actual feminine nature. Okay, but you've got 2 people, one person that is not connected to their feminine energy, and then the other person that is your future spouse, right? They both have an equal amount of money. They invest it into the same, you know, market, and then your future spouse's investment just goes through the roof, while this person over here either loses money or barely makes any gains. Okay, it's kind of something like that. Another thing that you can think about is, you know, you've got your future spouse, and then this other person over here is not very connected with their inner feminine energy, you know, planting seed in the ground. Your future spouse's soil is just much more fertile, much more, yeah, we'll just say fertile. So they have the same amount of seed, same amount of water, you know, exact same weather conditions and stuff like that, but your future spouse's crops, you know, they just harvest so much more than the person over here is. That's what I mean by prolific. Okay, I'm hearing that everything they touch turns to gold, and it's not just in the realm of, I'm actually seeing them touching things that may be withering and those things coming back to life. Okay, so your future spouse actually has a very healing energy. Okay. Oh, I love that. And it's not just, yeah, and it's that way. And your person's definitely very blessed in financial realms. So, and I am picking up on investments. Your future spouse may be very much into investments, possibly real estate. If not, they are kind of minded that way, looking into the stock markets, looking into investments, things that they can invest in, you know, projects they can invest in. Definitely looking at how to rack up passive income, residual income. Okay, they are minded in that way, but their energy, it's more than that. It's like they just have this way. I feel their energy is just very healing. So you know, your future spouse may be the kind of person that someone who may be kind of low on their luck or just feeling down in the dumps emotionally can get around your future spouse and just feel so much better. Okay, like your future spouse's energy is someone who is able to lift the moods of other people just by being in their presence. And I'm hearing some of you may have watched a previous pick a card of mine where I was describing the viewer that way. Like that's how the future spouse views the viewer. And I'm hearing some of you may actually be, you know, you may have picked that pile in that pick a card and it's mirroring. Okay. So it's almost like, you know, like attracts like in that essence, which is a beautiful dynamic. If you did pick a card reading in one of my, it was one of the more recent ones. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, very amazing energy with your future spouse here right off the bat. Definitely into investments. I am picking up probably real estate and stock market type of stuff. You know, trading stocks and stuff coming up very heavily. But I am also picking up, I did see that image of your future spouse, you know, seeing something that's what they may have a green thumb. Okay. They may literally have a green thumb where they're able to nurse ailing plants back to health, you know, back to health. They may also, I'm seeing they may also do that with animals as well. Okay. So that may be, that may be something they do for a living. Okay, it could be both. They could be veterinarians and, you know, investing in real estate and stock markets and stuff like that, or doctors or whatever. That's just, you know, I do feel their energy is very healing, and I can see some of them nursing like plants back to health. And even some of them, you know, working with like, you know, ailing animals and nursing them back to health as well. Not so much people though. I'm seeing more plants and animals. Your person is definitely a plants and animals kind of person. Okay. All right, we got mutable moon. So we got earth with pentacle energy. So earth energy coming up with pentacle, the element of pentacles. Okay, so with the mutable earth, that would be Virgo. So your future spouse may have some Virgo placements in their chart, dominant Virgo placements, possibly a Virgo moon. And here we got nothing is set in stone, stay adaptable. Very go with the flow. Okay, so mutable energy would be more along the lines of what feminine energy is. Very go with the flow, very non-resistant to what is. Emotionally, I feel like your future spouse is not easily shaken. They're very sturdy, okay? Which is weird when you think about, like, you know, something that goes, but the image that's coming to my head, you guys, is, you know, when they build skyscrapers and really tall buildings, they have to build them in such a way that, you know, to make them wind resistant and even earthquake resistant. And the way that they do that is they, I believe, put joints or something in the main structure so that, you know, because if it was fixed, it was all one fixed structure, the whole thing would just come toppling down. So the fact that your future spouse is, as far as their emotional body goes, is very mutable. It doesn't matter what hits them at what angle and where, they're able to withstand whatever the storm may be, or the earthquake. You know, we're talking proverbial, right? Not real. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like they're built to weather any storm. I'm telling you, there's a lot of your if you know, if you're a divine feminine watching this, yeah, your divine masculine is going to be very well balanced, very passionate. Okay, so they may have fire in their chart. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, mutable fire would be Sag. So we got passion, dramatic, instant attraction. This person is going to be very attractive, okay? Their personality, I feel, is going to be very charismatic. Why am I hearing flamboyant? Interesting. Spontaneity, courage, fast. So that's the masculine. That's the masculine energy that is really balancing out this feminine energy here, because fire, the element of fire is masculine energy in nature. And then here we got Leo popping out as well, okay? So yeah, your future spouse, very attractive. Here we got charismatic. I already said they were charismatic, very expressive, very more courageous on the courageous side, very confident, independent, extroverted, okay? They get a lot of attention. I'm not picking up, like, this is more personality based, and so I'm not, like, their energy, their personality is very attractive, okay? So regardless of what your future spouse looks like physically, as far as being physically attractive, they attract attention like crazy because their energy is so magnetic. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what they look like, okay? You know, and I've seen this with people. I'm not saying your future spouse is like Shrek or anything like that, but I mean, even if they are Shrek pile 4, I mean, people love your future spouse's energy, and their energy is actually draws, like, I feel your future spouse doesn't have problem with attracting romantic interest. We'll put it like that, regardless of their physical appearance. But their confidence, though, feels very grounded. It doesn't feel egotistical, okay? I do want to make sure that I clarify that, because it's not something where, because I mean, if they are very attractive, if I have told you a pile 4 in like maybe previous piles, or if I've told you in like maybe a personal reading that you booked for me that they're very physically attractive, they don't let that go to their head, okay? What is making them so attractive, their confidence just comes from a very healthy sense of self-worth, okay? That's where their confidence comes from. It's not grandiose, and it's not narcissistic or anything like that. They just know who they are. They're grounded in who they are, and they know what they bring to the table. Yeah, okay? So across the board, this is how people experience, this is how you and everyone else experiences your future spouse's energy, okay? We're going to hone in a little bit more and find out how maybe, you know, we're going to talk about how friends and family, co-workers, people like that experience them. All right, for pile 4, how does pile 4's future spouse? Okay, pile 4's future spouse. How does your family? Oh, we got you. Okay, your person is very balanced, very balanced. Okay, pile 4, because now we got the King of Pentacles coming out, which is the masculine counterpart to the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this is interesting here, okay? Oh, well, maybe not so. There's 2 different things that's coming out, and here's the Temperance card coming out. Yeah, your person is very balanced. Okay, so at first what I was going to say, well, and I feel like they both may be a little bit true, because we were picking up on a lot of fire energy in your person's energy, which can tend sometimes to be impulsive, okay? Thank goodness, though, that there is a lot of earth element in your future spouse's, like the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's clarifying to me. So there's 2 different messages coming through here for the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Your future spouse does sometimes have kind of like an impulsivity problem, okay? Like, they're that person where, you know how they have all these little gadgets and impulse buys and stuff right by the register? That's who they put those there for. That'd be your future spouse, okay? A lot of last minute, like, yeah, so very spontaneous, and very impulsive kind of behaviors in some areas, but it's coming up in the area of finances. And so they're one of those people where they don't take too much time thinking. But I'm picking up they're very intuitive though. See, because they're very blessed. Like I literally heard everything they touch turns to gold. So it's like they don't, like where most people may have to take a long time, right? Like researching something, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, things like that. It's almost like they're tapped into something. And sure, I think they kind of have a thing that kind of a something like signals or clues that they look for to make sure that, okay, yeah, this is something I want to do. Because I don't think they do it. They don't do it blindly, I don't feel like. But I do feel like people look at your future spouse like that was a big risk and it paid off. Like they're looking at your future spouse like, how did you do that? Okay. And with the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse also tells me your future spouse doesn't waste any time. Okay, but we do have Temperance coming out, so that's letting me know, yes. And it may be something that it appears to be impulsive, but it's like they just don't need a long time to make up their mind and to know. It's almost like this intuitive knowing within them. That's the way you need to go, kind of thing. And they follow that. But to the outside world, because this is the energy of how, yeah, look, see, with the Ace of Pentacles coming out, your person just has a natural gift, I feel, for investing. I'm also hearing gambling. Okay. I don't think your person has a gambling problem though, but what they're telling me is like, you know, they're just showing me how blessed and how lucky your person is. Like your person may be somebody that never plays the lottery, goes and buys, you know, maybe like a $5 scratch off and wins $50,000. Something like that. Like when it comes to money, your person is very naturally gifted. Your future spouse is. Okay, look at all this pentacle energy coming out. Okay, naturally gifted. But very balanced here, as seen with the king. I mean, you know, your future spouse and the universe, your guides, everyone is wanting you to know. They're very balanced. They got all the balance cards out here with Temperance, and then, you know, the counterparts here with, that is signifying the energies they have within themselves. They are very grounded. Okay, what appears to be impulsive on the outside actually is not. It just doesn't take your future spouse long at all to come to a decision where they're going to invest time, money, stuff like that. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, let's find out how you experience their energy. Yeah, and yeah, so they don't waste a lot of time with stuff. So pile 4, and I'll go ahead and, what that's letting me know though, I'm hearing that song by Ariana Grande, Seven Rings. How does she say it? Basically, it's like I see it, I want it, I got it, like that kind of thing. Like they don't really think too much about it. It's just kind of, you know, and they have the ability to do that. But like I said, it's not in an addictive thing. I'm not picking up on like sabotaging type of energy. It's just they're blessed like that. They have the ability, you know, that, especially with all of that, oh my gosh, fire energy. We had that Knight of Wands out there too. I mean, yeah, they go for what they want and they get it. So what that's letting me know, you guys, is like, when they set their sights on you, pile 4, I am picking up on them, like, you know, showering you with gifts, okay? Laying on the charm, but not in a way that's like love bombing. It's not like that. It's just, you know, they see you and they're like, that's my That's my future husband or future wife type of energy, or future spouse energy, okay? For you. Like, they're not, I don't feel like this is going to be a slow burn, okay? I feel like this person is going to see you. They're going to want to date you. They're going to want to ask you out. That kind of energy. Because there's just something within them that knows, okay? I don't know if they're going to propose to you like very early on. I don't know if it's that way, you know, because you do have some people that'll get together and it's like, oh, you know, they're engaged within like the first 3 to 6 months and they haven't really even gotten the chance to know who the person really is. But I do feel like, because your future spouse just knows, they just know things, okay? They're intuitive like that. And I feel they'll have the same inkling or notion about you. So whether or not they propose to you very early on, I feel they're going to know very early on that you're the one they're meant to be with. And so if they do take, you know, 6 months, because I'm picking up 6 months to a year, like after you guys, like, I guess the engagement is probably going to happen probably quicker than normal, what normal would. It's being refined in 9 to 12 months, okay? So like you guys will be dating for like 9 months to about 12 months, 9 months to about a year, you know, and then they're going to propose. Okay, 9 months to about a year. So yeah, they're going to know though, but way before that, I'm hearing they're going to know within the first 3 months of dating you that you're the one that they're going to spend the rest of their life with, okay? How are you going to experience their energy? Yeah, you're going to see them as having a lot of options. Not options in terms of, well, I mean, you may see that too. You may, like I told you earlier, their energy is so attractive, okay? So you may see them as having a lot of options as far as romantic interests go. But, you know, that's also talking about options in terms of just, you know, throughout life. I mean, the kind of money they're going to have. Yeah, so you're going to see them as having a lot of options, but they don't entertain them all. So I think that is gearing more towards you seeing them as someone who, I mean, they may get asked out a lot, you know. Pile 4, you know, if you're a divine feminine and this person's a divine masculine, I mean, you might see a lot of feminines asking your future spouse out, you know, and it may just be like, wow, you know. What do they call that? They might be like the eligible bachelor or bachelorette in, you know, your community. And I feel it may trigger some insecurities in you, Pile 4. It may trigger some insecurities in you, which, yeah, with the Hanged Man coming out, that's all about suspensions and seeing things from a different perspective. And so if Pile 4, you kind of have a thing about, you know, competition. And I'm not saying that your future spouse is going to make you feel like you have to compete for them. I'm not picking up that energy at all from them. Okay? Your future spouse has been having options. You know how when you grow up a certain way and you experience things for a long time, it doesn't faze you. It's almost like one of those things where that's how your future spouse feels. Like they literally know they could have almost anyone that they want. So it doesn't faze them when they have, you know, maybe what you think would be an attractive romantic interest coming up to them or eyeing them or, you know what I mean, wanting their attention or something like that. That's like everyday normal. I mean, they experience that all the time. They're used to it. It's not, you know what I mean? It's to them, it's just part of doing what they do. They know, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, it's like the same like car salesman trying to sell your person a car, and they're like, I can have any car that I want. And yeah, that car is attractive, but because I can have any car that I want anytime that I want it, you know, I'm gonna hold off and be very selective with what I choose to do. You know, it'd be different if they didn't have the capability to buy any car that they want, and then they've got people like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's not like that with your future spouse, okay? So you may be up in your head when you first start dating this person, or even when you meet them, before you even start dating them. So if that is triggering anything in you, pile 4, that is simply just kind of pointing to some shadow work and clearing work in your own energy that needs to be done, because they're choosing you, okay? And so it shouldn't really matter what anybody else around them are doing, you know, especially if it's trust issues. If you got trust issues with cheating and stuff like that, you definitely need to work through those as well, all right? How else do you experience their energy? Yeah, and with the 8 of Swords coming out, you guys, that is showing more of like the fears are more in your head than anything, okay? We got the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Wands. A lot of 8s popping up right here. Towards what? Yeah, okay. See, so your future spouse is really, I feel like their energy may actually intimidate you at first. It may cause you to, you know, it may trigger some it may trigger some wounding and some fears within you, pile 4, that you're gonna really have to look at. But with the 8 of Cups, you're realizing you're walking towards making a final judgment, and we're talking about this being your future spouse. I feel like this is going to help you face some things about yourself that maybe you didn't know were there. Like maybe you thought prior to this that you were a fairly confident person, that you had a fairly healthy sense of a self-esteem or self-worth, and then like this triggers something in you. Like, you know, that's been there, but it's just been beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. But I think you walk away from that. See, because it was the 8 of Swords that came out. So you had a lot of 8s coming out. You walk away from that mindset, which is draining you emotionally, right? Because you realize, you know, if I stay in this mindset and I, you know, walk away from this, you know, my future spouse, because, you know, of my own insecurities, you realize that that's not the direction you want to go. So, I mean, you do come to a final judgment. What's your final judgment? We'll go ahead and clarify it here. The King of Wands. They're not who you fear them to be, okay? The King of Wands would be in the reverse, is somebody that is like, you know, like I was telling you in the beginning, that your future spouse is not. Like, you know, the King of Wands in reverse is more egotistical, more shallow, more superficial, only caring about appearance and stuff like that. That's not who they are. And you recognize and realize that about your future spouse, okay? They may be very physically attractive as well. But we're talking energy here more than anything, okay? So it may also what also is coming out, pile 4, is your future spouse may be very chatty, okay? Because I am picking up their energy can be very charismatic. And so it's just natural for your future spouse, like this is part of their personality, and some people may take it the wrong way, okay? Your future spouse is somebody that naturally likes, remember I told you their energy is very healing, and people just get around their energy and they just feel better. They may be more expressive in that way too. Like your future spouse just likes people to feel good just in general and about themselves, okay? Your future spouse is a natural encourager. They are a natural complimenter, okay? They just naturally like to build people up. And some people, because they are so starved for attention and they don't get those things, may look at or feel, or hope, I should say, would hope, are hoping that, you know, your future spouse complimenting them is coming from a place of your future spouse actually wanting and desiring them, and that's not it at all. Okay? And you may kind of have your like spidey senses up with your future spouse when you first start getting to know them as well, like, you know, but then you start to see that's just how they are. They compliment everybody, you know, they compliment everybody. You know, when they're buying something at the grocery store, they compliment, you know, the person that's the cashier. They compliment the person mopping the floor. You know what I mean? And so it's like, so I mean, if they do compliment someone that you perceive to be attractive, okay, not in an inappropriate way, it's just coming from who they are. You know, if they go up to somebody who you think is attractive and they say, oh, you know, you that color looks good on you, or something like that. Especially if your future spouse is picking up on maybe them having a bad day. I feel like your future spouse may be somebody who is very empathic. You know, and so I feel like that may be a contention point for you in the very beginning, pile 4. But that's just coming from your own insecurities. You just have to remember your future spouse is choosing you. And like, they compliment you, yes. They compliment, you know, the neighbor down the street, yes. But you're the one, you know, they want to be with. I'm kind of smiling to myself because I just heard another song. See, I channel a lot, and I can't, there's some of these songs, like, it's an old song, You're Still the One. And they're going to be like that with you. Huh. I think you guys will actually have, I think, yeah, so you may even talk this out. Like, you may actually kind of possibly express this. You might just let them know, you know, I just out of transparency and full disclosure, you know, how, I don't know, maybe certain things bother you or whatever, but I think it gets laid to rest. You come to the conclusion that whatever your fears are about their motivations behind, you know, maybe complimenting others, encouraging others. Because what's coming up, you guys, is people may see it more, and I wish there was another word because it's not what they're doing. They may see it as flirtatious. But when you think of flirting, it's like you think of, you know, like body language to go with it. That's not what's going on here. Okay? I hope I'm making sense. Like, you are realizing your future spouse is not the King of Wands in reverse. They're not flirts. Okay? They're nice, and they're friendly, and they're encouraging, and they like to brighten people's day. And sometimes people are so starved for attention that they'll take even the slightest compliment and think, oh my gosh, that he wants me, or they want me. You know what I mean? And that's not what's going on here. So that's definitely kind of peeking into your energy a little bit, pile 4. Because you know, your future spouse is like, they are somebody that is very attractive, okay? And they're not only going to be very attractive to you, they're going to be attractive to a lot of people. Very popular, I'm picking up on too. They may have quite a large social circle. They may get invited to a lot of places. Some of them may be like, people look forward to your future spouse showing up because it's just like, I don't know. I don't see them like being attention whores. It's not like that. But you know what I mean? Because when you think about somebody coming somewhere and they're like the life of the party, you think of them being loud and maybe boisterous, like dancing on tables, You know, that's not how your future spouse is. They're really, I feel they're jovial, they're just cheerful, very in touch with, you guys, they're just healthy. Because, yeah, they're in touch with both their inner masculine and feminine energies are very balanced. And then they also have a healthy relationship with their inner child. You know, it's like they get the attention without trying. They don't even need or want the attention, they just get it. Okay, what is your future spouse's overall what is their overall reputation? What is your future spouse's overall reputation? Get one more card. Yeah. Very generous. Okay, see, this is what I mean. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am loving your future spouse's energy. Seriously. They're the kind of person that, you know, I'm hearing they would give the shirt off of their back. Some of them may even be, you know, helping homeless people in some way, shape, or form. Volunteering, maybe. I don't know how they would have the time. I'm seeing your person as being very, very diligent and busy with their, but who knows? Very heart-based. People see your, I don't even really know, you guys, what this word means, but this is what's coming through. Altruistic. What does that even mean? I'm Googling it. Hold on. See, that's how I know I'm channeling, because shit will come up and I'm like, what is that? Altruistic. Hold on. Regardful of others, unselfish, as opposed to being egotistic or selfish. Showing unselfish concern for the welfare of others. Yep, that's what they are. Altruistic. Out of the, you know, and they're the kind of person that does it just out of the kindness of their heart. It's like they're not doing it, you know, like you wouldn't even know that. I mean, heck, they may even be really good friends. They may be on like first name basis with, you know, some of the local homeless population. I mean, your person is that's how they are. Like, you know what's coming to mind? Keanu Reeves. Maybe some of y'all are gonna like maybe y'all are marrying Keanu Reeves. I mean, yeah, he's kind of on the older side, I guess, depending on, because my viewers are usually between the ages of like 25 or 24 and 35. Anyway, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, you got somebody who's like an A-list actor, but they have, you know, they often will snap photos of him just, you know, sitting down with, you know, a local homeless population sharing a meal. That's your person. They're so humble. You know, they feel comfortable in their skin and they feel comfortable in their environment, and they just, you guys, they have a heart of gold. That's what's coming up too. Everything they touch is gold because they have a heart of gold. Oh my gosh, that is flippin' amazing. You guys, this is my favorite pile out of all four piles as far as like energies go. Seriously. We're going to get some messages from them to you. So congratulations, pile 4. This is an amazing reading. Like if I, you know, had my pick, I would hope that I would choose this pile for myself, because this person sounds amazing. Seriously. They have a heart of gold. All right, pile 4's future spouse. Pile 4's future spouse. What messages do you have for pile 4? What messages do you have for pile 4? I have a feeling they're like, I'd rather tell them in person. Okay, I understand that, but let's communicate in the 5D for a second. What messages do you have for pile 4? Yeah, so what that's letting me know is your person is not going to have a problem telling you how they feel. Like, I feel like whatever your your love language is, pile 4, this person is not going to have any problems speaking it to you, okay? Or showing it to you. Because so the feeling that this is giving me for you, pile 4, is that you are always going to know what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you. You are always going to know where you stand with this person. I feel like that is also part of that final judgment, where you realize, like, you know, you don't have to worry about this person being a player or a cheater. You don't have to worry about, you know, him. So I am picking up on divine masculine, you guys. I'm sorry I keep saying gender. Divine masculine, okay? Your divine masculine is, it doesn't matter if they go out, you know, for a night on the town with the friends, right? Like a guy's night or a girl's night or friend's night or whatever. You don't have to worry about them, you know, possibly getting attention from somewhere else, because they have a heart of gold and they are very loyal, okay? We got them showing up with all this Pinnacle energy. Pinnacle energy, when they are evolved, are very loyal, okay? Very loyal. So you don't have to worry, and you're going to know that. You're going to be settled in that. Like, you're just going to know. You're not going to worry. You know, it's not going to be one of those things, pile 4, where you're going to need them to check in. You're not going to be having the urge to be like, what are you doing? Who are you with? You know, it's not going to be anything like that. And it is going to be one of those things, too, like if they're running behind for some reason, it's not going to trigger anything in you where you're just expecting the worst. You are going to trust them wholeheartedly, pile 4. Toxicity. Toxic friendships are creating distance between you and preventing them from seeing the purity of your soul. So they might be talking to you about maybe a friend of, you know, some friendships of yours. The journey, this love journey may be long and challenging, but so long as you are with them, you'll never walk alone. Unsighted. Interesting. We got some stuff coming out here about toxicity. So the only thing that is telling me, you guys, is that you may need to look at the energy that surrounds you currently. Look at your friendships, the dynamics of your relationships and stuff like that. And even if there are dynamics with maybe even family members, you know, yeah, you can't necessarily, I mean, you can love them from a distance and stuff like that, but really looking at who you spend most of your time with and see whether or not these relationships are breeding toxic, you know, programs, or, you know, triggering toxic programs within you. Says this love journey may be long and challenging, but so long as you are with them, you'll never walk alone. So you may have been, yeah, look at that, clean up. Sweeping away negative situations, cleaning up your life, decluttering your mind, simplifying your life. Yeah. All right, you guys, so clearly what's being highlighted here, especially with all the 8, the 8 of Swords energy, the 8 of Cups energy that was coming up, there's something in your programming, pile 4, could largely be subconscious, so you may not even be aware of it until it's triggered, that needs to be looked at and cleared away, okay? And it may be coming out because it says friendships are creating distance. So this may also be something too where I was picking up on this earlier. I didn't say anything. Your relationship with this person may actually spark jealousy and envy in people that are close to you. Okay? That you may not even see coming. Or maybe you do. I have a feeling you have an inkling. Like, you may have some friends. It's like they're cool with you as long as you're single, or you're in this overall energy of just kind of, you know, just sort of kind of in survival mode. Not, you know, I mean, you might be all right, but kind of have a weird energy to them if anything really amazing happens to you, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of look at that, because they may be keeping you stuck in an energy that you don't, you no longer, you don't belong in. You never really belonged in it, but I mean, programming is what it is, right? What else do we have for pile 4? Remember I talked about gambling earlier? So we got dice with time to take risks, getting out of your comfort zone, leaping into the unknown, and adventure awaits. Brick wall. Insurmountable obstacle, blocked for your highest good, not able to make progress, time to do things different. And then we got serendipity popping out as well. Divine intervention, perfect timing, happy surprise, fortunate stroke of luck. So what's coming up for me with this dice energy is something about your future spouse, and it may just be, like I said, I feel like it's gonna kick up some insecurities with you. I feel like you're gonna feel like you're in way over your head with this one. In terms of like, and this is just what's coming up. This is not coming from, this is the energy, okay? And this is how it's being communicated with me. You may feel that your future spouse, and this is probably coming from your subconscious programming, so you're not going to be aware of this until you're actually in the circumstance. You may feel either like out of your element around them, okay? So there may be a difference in what do they call that, class, as far as like, you know, and I don't mean like you're low class or anything like that, but you know, maybe they go to like a lot of black tie events, and you're not used to that kind of surrounding. Or maybe, you know, they hang out with a lot of millionaires or multimillionaires or CEOs and stuff like that, and it just kind of makes you feel like a fish out of water. And or you may feel like they are out of your league. Okay, I'm not saying that they are out of your league. There's a difference between being out of someone's league, okay, and then feeling like someone is out of your league. And clearly, they're not out of your league, because that's what you're attracting to, that's what you're aligning, and that's who you end up marrying. But that is part of the programming. I feel part of the insecurities that's going to pop off when you first meet and or date this person. Okay, but there is something finally within you that's just going to be like, F it, you know, I'm going to try, you know, F it, I'm going to do this. To you, it is going to feel like a gamble, because you're like, oh my gosh, I could really, you know, fall for this one. Like, oh, you know, it's going to be something like that. But you're like, I would rather experience it and fall than trying to play it safe and always wondering what could have been. Okay, so you are going to feel like you're taking a gamble kind of in love, because I do feel I am getting an overall sense of like, you know, feeling in over your head, you know what I mean, with this connection. But I feel like you find your footing, you know, within this, because I feel like your future spouse is the kind of person that will do what needs to be done to make you feel at home in their world and in their environment, and then help you to make their world your world as well, if that makes any sense. Okay, we got brick wall coming up on top of unsighted. This may be talking about, yeah, so your existing social circle, there may be some people in your existing social circle that may not actually have your highest good or your best interest in mind, you guys. Okay, so what's coming up for some of you, like I said, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do feel like you may be experiencing an upheaval in your social circle or your friend base, even people that you have been friends with for a very long time. And it may just be, this is what it is. It's like you guys are aligning to your future spouse's energy, okay? Your future spouse's energy is, I don't want to say it like that because it sounds kind of pretentious, but that's the way that it's coming out. So I'm not just going to say it like that. Your future spouse's energy is very high end, very evolved, very developed, very balanced, okay? And not to say that yours is not. I mean, obviously your energy also is high end, or you would not be aligning to this kind of energy, but it may very well be. Like you may be in the process of, you know, clearing out mental programming, doing shadow work and stuff like that, that is evolving your energy And maybe because you are aligning with, you know, the true nature of who you are, which is, you know, high end, okay? If you are hanging out with people who are still stuck in old programming that is making their energy kind of lower end, you're going to feel the gap and the divide, okay? And it may very well be that when you get around these people, it's kind of like it pulls your energy down, okay? And I feel something may be happening that's going to shake it up, because we got divine intervention here, you guys. But it's talking about happy surprises. And so I just feel like there may be, I don't know, something about your social circle holding you down. Something about your social circle holding you down or holding you back, okay? You'll have to let me know what that is about, if it resonates. If you feel, you know, comfortable to do so in the comment box below. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading there. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please smash the like button, comment below, let me know what you thought, share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will see you guys in your next reading. Thanks for hanging out, Pile 4.